Just to start off, to inquire, were there any injury news or any injury concerns after this weekend's international with players coming back into the team?
No, no, really, we are. Well, we've got some players back. So from the that were training with the Irish camp, and from our game now we had Rory O'Loughlin, who was sick last week, and now he's joined us back. So all's good. Yeah, we can't
Good to
afford
hear.
that many that many more injuries.
That's fair enough. So you're strapped for players a little bit at the moment. One thing that I wanted to ask you, you've been experimenting a little bit with Harry Byrne in the centre the last couple of games. Can you give me a little bit of insight into why you're doing that, and what's the plan then when Johnny Sexton comes back from international duty, how you might fit him in?
No, well, it's part of. I think to start with is we always try to have good ball players, and handling players and playmakers. So and having the luxury of having two tens there, it actually works well for our like strategy and the way we want to play the game. Sometimes sometimes a 10 is a 10 and can't play on other, or it's harder to play him in other positions, but in this case I think especially Ross and Harry, they've been getting on really well. They know, well, they're brothers, they get on well themselves, but also they know each other, and they try to make things work on the pitch. So I think it's been a very interesting combination. We tried it in training and it worked, and in the games it's working well. So yeah, it's one other option we have there. It's not that. And when Johnny comes back, he'll be in the mix as well. As all the other ones. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that we want just to play with Harry. We're not making Harry a 12. We still count him, and he still has his reps at 10, and he will cover 10 as well. Obviously, sometimes we go with a 6-2, so it gives us a bit of having him on the pitch. It gives us a good of variety to bring someone to cover more the backfield and so on. So yeah, it's just I think it's been playing well for us, that combination, and it's there's nothing really trickier behind it.
Is he happy enough to play in the centre, or would he prefer to be playing at 10 to get more time in that jersey?
Well, for me, I think he has to be happy that he's getting minutes. When was the last time he played 3 games in a row? I can't remember, or I don't know if I've been here. So now that he's been having a few games, under his belt, and for 80 minutes, and then one 80 minutes, 60, and then another 60 last weekend. So I think it's good for him. That's what he needs to play. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure he would love to play 10, because he's a natural 10. But for what I've spoken to him, and he's feel happy just to play, and doing it with his brother, and being at the same time when they play in that unbroken play or unstructured, he puts himself a lot in the first position as a first receiver. So yeah, no, he's good.
Okay, and just last one from me. Jason Jenkins will be joining you from Munster next season. What's he going to be able to add in terms of ballast and dynamism and just sheer power to the pack next year?
Well, yes, I think he's the size he's got, and he'll bring some more power into and weight into that pack. But then we'll have to wait and see what he can add, because there's all good in theory, but then he needs to come. We would like to think that we will. He's already an international player. Not that many caps, but he had 1, 2, and we would like to think that we can make him even a better player. And his profile in terms of physique and so on, it's something that can suit us as well as a team, So it's a matter of waiting and seeing. I haven't coached him, so I can't tell you what he will add exactly, because we need to see him. He needs to come and fit. Sometimes some players fit in some environments or teams and not in others. But I'm pretty sure that he'll fit here, and hopefully will make him a better player. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Felipe.
Cheers.
Hi Felipe, how's it going?
Hi, Mike.
Just on the players you're getting back from camp, can you give me the names, or is it just players who weren't involved in the match day yesterday?
Well, we had today training. We had I don't want to forget, but Jimmy, Jordi, who else came from camp? Yeah. No, Kian wasn't with us today. But James Ryan rehabbing, so he was here, but because he came to rehab with us. That's it. Yeah. Ross Maloney, because he was in with Ireland. Ross Maloney, who was in with Ireland, he came. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. And do you get any word, or does your medical team get any word on Robbie Henshaw and Andrew Porter? Do you have any updates on them?
No. Probably they will get, because you know how Ireland and Leinster normally when they have, but being the game yesterday, I'm pretty sure they are reassessing or finishing all the details on what's their if they are injured. To be honest, I haven't heard. We had the meeting with the medical staff. They weren't in the list that we discussed. Very
good. Leo was talking last week about the nature of professional rugby, and coaches move on all the time, players move on. So do you? And obviously you were linked to the Pumas job. What do you have an exclusive for us today? Have you any interest in international management? How give me something like that.
No, it's to be honest, it's been all rumors, I haven't heard anything from anyone in the union, in the Argentinian union, personally with me, talking to me, and I haven't heard anyone coming publicly from the Argentinian union saying anything. So all what I've heard is people writing and I haven't heard much because I have no social network, so I'm lucky enough from that sense. So only what's been on the news. Now, having said that, it's we always ask or ask our players to live in the present and be and if you ask that to the players, you need to do it yourself. For me, it's not about thinking what possibilities or in things that people, I don't know where it came from, but I know it was quite a big going around. But I've just, I'm really happy here in Leinster, and I've got one more year contract, hopefully even more. Then you don't know. I have to do my job right, so to start with. So.
In general terms, without specifically talking about the Pumas, is head coach and international management in your long-term future?
Well, it would be great as a professional. When you're in professional sport, it's very, very difficult to plan ahead too much, So it would be great if I can draw the line how I want my career to happen. Maybe as a doctor you can pre-call, like I'm doing 2 years here, 5 years there, then move into, and if that doesn't happen. But imagine that Lionel Messi, one of the best, greatest ever sport footballers, he couldn't decide about his future, what is left for us, So it's not much that you can do. Definitely, I would say, if you ask me, would you like to coach internationally? Well, yes, I can say yes. When? I don't know, because in this profession, I think you prepare yourself, and you're always preparing yourself, and when opportunities arrive, you just go for them, But I can tell you here in Leinster, I'm still developing and I'm still growing. I feel I'm still learning every single day. So the day I stagnate in my learning curve in a place, that's the moment you definitely have to move on. for the moment, didn't happen here in Leinster to me.
Very good. Just a last one quickly from me. This rule that kind of caused so much consternation yesterday, Italy going down to 13 players, it's kind of a loophole in the law that spoiled the game. What's your take on that? Is it something that should be looked at by World Rugby?
Yeah, well, it's a personal opinion now. No, it's I think yes, it's I don't know, for a red card, like to have to take one, if you know, I can see it, like if you want to go and strategically go into uncontestable, yeah, you have to take one, but for a red card, no one will take a red card or go or do something obvious and have a red card to go into uncontestable scrums, I think. So it's something that definitely, and there's always little loops, you know, there's so many laws, and rugby's kind of complicated in that sense that sometimes you have those exceptions that maybe it's worth reviewing, but it's so rare that, unluckily for Italy, and yeah, but it's kind of a rare loop in the law, you know.
Thanks, Felipe. Right there.
Thank you.
Hi, Felipe. Ashling here from Off Ball. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good. Just bringing it back to against the Lions. It was 7-6. Leinster were ahead at half time. Suppose Leinster didn't have it all their own way. Did you expect it to be as tough a game as it was?
Yes, definitely, and we were delighted that we had that sort of game. I think that's what South African teams will bring into this competition as well. You know, I think it's people sometimes underestimate or how hard it is to work and go for in the games. You know, and this was a proper South African powerful based team fighting for every single inch and. When we make the review, there were loads of very good things that we've done. Unfortunately, we didn't finish it or when some opportunities that we had, and that put us in that situation. But having said that, that's what we need to deal with and where we need to get better and make sure that when you play against these sort of teams, you take every opportunity you have, you know. So yeah, it's there's a lot of learning there, but there's a lot of good things to take away as well, you know, from the game, you know.
Yeah, and one of the good things to take was the 3 academy players that started as well. It was a great opportunity for them against such a physical side.
Yes, exactly. But not only for the academies. I can tell you after the game, there was like the dressing room was so quiet that you can see that it was a very physical battle, you know, a physical game. So I think it was. I can only say that it was very good for us, you know, and also excellent that we got on the right side of the result, you know. But yeah, it was a brilliant game and something that you can expect from South African teams, and probably when you move into some European competitions, you'll have a lot of those powerful based teams, you know, that you have to learn to play and how to play against them, you know.
Brilliant, Felipe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry Curry, please.
Hi, Felipe. Just looking at the game on Friday night, final score 21-13. How impressed were you with Tommy O'Brien's try-saving tackle the second half?
Well, yes, it's definitely it was brilliant, his effort, you know, and those are the habits that we try to instill into players throughout our training sessions, you know, just working for every single inch and trying to work hard and don't give up. Definitely, Tommy got the best, I think, in terms of he's a very quick, tough player, and so he got there. But you could see also Ross trying to get there, Ross Byrne and many other guys backtracking, you know, and it was Tommy's moment, and we are delighted, and you know, but that's part of why he's where he is, you know, because he's doing he's really working hard, and that's what we want from every single player to work hard, you know.
on his 200th cap, Reece Ruddock. How important a player has he been over the last couple of years to Leinster?
Yeah, I think very important. You know, like it's 200 caps. It's so difficult. If you think about, I don't know, you play around 25 games a season, so it's 8 seasons without missing a game straight out, and you know, it's kind of, when you think about that, it's very difficult to do. You know, to get to 200 caps, and he's done it in a brilliant. So it's been there for 10 more years and 12 years and so on, and so he's been brilliant for Leinster, you know, and the way his leadership and not only on the field but outside the field for all the players. So yeah, fair play. We're lucky to have him, you know.
And finally, Dan Levy coming back in and getting through 60, 65 minutes, whatever. It was good to see him back.
Yeah. You know, everyone knows how what he's been through, but we see him here fighting so hard to come back every single day that it's really a joy when you see guys, you know, having that opportunity and coming from such a nasty injuries and some setbacks after that. So yeah, I'm delighted for him, and he did a great job. Yeah.